Alright, what's going on, everybody? We are live for Monday Night Football between the Rams and the Falcons. The game kicked off a couple minutes ago. We're a few minutes in. The Rams currently have the football a 3rd and 7 inside their own 10-yard line. But welcome to the stream, everybody. The game is scoreless. Falcons already had one possession. They went 3 and out. Sorry I'm on late. I'm ruined to get on my streams earlier. We got 12:32 to go in the first quarter. And the Rams with a 3rd and 7 from about their own 9-yard line. So Stafford going to look to throw, and on the slant, he'll find a receiver. That pass is caught. But he's going to be very close to a first down. Let's see, are they going to give it to him? They will give it to him. First down, Rams. That was very close, right at the sticks, but makes the catch and moves the chains. Alright, there's the polls. Be sure to vote on that. Rams or Falcons. I took the Rams pretty convincingly. Maybe 31-14, 31-17, something like that. I forgot the exact score prediction I said, but something like that. But the Falcons are going to challenge the ruling on the field here. And, yeah, from that angle, it looks like he's short. So the Falcons challenge the ruling. I do think he's short. So it'll be 4th and about half a yard here for the Rams. So it is 4th down after the review. So, I mean, it's 4th and very short, but you could go for this if you really want to. It's 4th and inches here for the Rams. They will punt. Probably the smart move, because if you don't get it, you're at your own, or you're giving the Falcons the ball at like the 10-yard line or the 15. But I can definitely understand going for it. It's not necessarily out of the question. But 4th and short, they'll punt it away. Ethan Evans on to punt, and the punt is away. And a fair catch, still going 4 at the 35-yard line. So that is where the Falcons will take over for their next possession. They've already gone 3 and out on their first drive. But special teams for the Rams have been their one problem this year. They've been really good, really well-rounded. But special teams have been their one problem. It was a problem last week, and they allowed a punt return touchdown. And they actually fired their special teams coordinator on, I believe, Saturday it was. And I actually saw a crazy stat. With the Rams firing their special teams coordinator, it's the first in-season coaching switch at any spot for Sean McVay in his coaching career, or as a head coach. That's actually kind of crazy, and that just goes to show, I think, how good of a coach Sean McVay really is. But yeah, that is impressive to go. I mean, what is this? We made the Super Bowl in, what, 2018? So this has to be like his 8th year of coaching as head coach of the Rams. Let's see. He has been coach of the Rams since the 2017 season. So yeah, this is year 8 for him. And it's his first coaching change mid-season. That's kind of crazy. But wait for them to come back from commercial. The Falcons will get the ball for their second possession. The first drive was not a good one, going 3 and out. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Oh, let me also... Actually, they just got back from commercial. So I'll check my score prediction in a second. But I know I took the Rams fairly convincingly. Actually, they're going to go through the entire career of Kirk Cousins right now, so I'll check my prediction right now. I've had a decent week predicting so far. I think I'm 9-6. Let's see. I took the Rams, 31-17. But the offense for the Falcons back on the field here at their own 35-yard line. Cousins under center. Robinson is the back. Cousins making a check at the line. And he tosses it to Bijan to the left side. And Bijan makes a cut and picks up about 5. This is actually a big game for my fantasy matchup this week. It's the last week of the championship, which I luckily made it to. I got Kyle Pitts. My opponent's got Bijan Robinson. I'm up by 5 right now, so not too confident. I definitely think I could win, but not super confident. So 2nd and 5. I'm going to false start here. Going to go against the right guard, I believe. Yeah, it'll back him up 5. So wipe off the good run. And it's now 2nd and 10. Goes against Chris Lindstrom. Chris Lindstrom making his 36th straight start today. 104th start of his career. Was named to the Pro Bowl earlier this week. Made 4 straight Pro Bowls. But he gets called for the penalty right there. So it's 2nd and 10. After the false start. Cousins in shotgun, Bijan to his left. Cousins going to look to throw. Cousins has time. And over the middle he throws. That pass is caught by 87. I'm not sure who that is. Sills? Oh, that's David Sills. For a gain of about 12 or 13 and a first down. Drake London is back this week for the Falcons. Missed the past few games with a knee injury. This is a pretty good play by Kirk Cousins. Able to stand in the pocket under pressure and find a receiver. David Sills, 133 yards over the last 6 games. Combined, that is. I mean, nothing amazing, but better than what it was at the start of the year. 1st and 10 here, play clock winding down. They'll get the play off. Cousins pressured quickly, gets rid of it, but it bounces to Bijan Robinson and is incomplete. So it brings up 2nd and 10, 10:06 to go in the first quarter. Cousins had to get rid of that quickly. So it brings up a 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Be sure to vote in the poll if you guys have not already done so. So far, everyone said the Rams. I would agree. I took them 31-17. Cousins going to hand off here to the right side for Tyler Algier. And he'll gain 2 on the 2nd down carry, getting it to midfield. And it'll make it a 3rd and about 8 for the Falcons. $9:45 to go in the opening quarter. Game still scoreless. So 3rd down and 8. Cousins in shotgun. Bijan to his right. Bring Darnell Mooney in motion. And Cousins is going to look to throw. Cousins throws outside. That pass is caught by Mooney. Nice move after the catch. He's got a first down. He dives down at the 37-yard line. A nice 3rd down conversion right there for the Falcons. And they're going to move the sticks. Jared Versex drops into coverage right there for the Rams. Cousins play action here. Pressured quickly again. Throws to the outside for Mooney, but he threw it out of bounds. And it's incomplete. So 2nd and 10 for the Falcons after the incompletion. So from the 37-yard line, Cousins and shotgun, Bijan was right. And they'll go to the ground here. Robinson getting the left side. And he's got a good run, getting to the 29, making it 3rd and about 2 here for the Falcons. Could be 4-down territory, although you would think they could kick a field goal here, but it could be 4-down territory. Because I mean, they really have nothing to lose. They don't even have a first-round pick. So Cousins throws sideline. That pass caught by Sills, and he's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A nice catch by David Sills. Another nice throw from Kirk Cousins. And the Falcons going right down the field here on their second possession. Hold on one second. Falcons a 64% red zone touchdown percentage, which is the highest since they started tracking that stat in 1978 for the Falcons. That's pretty good. Handoff Robinson, and he's going to get closer to the goal line, taken down at the 2. I love Bijan, but don't want to see him in the end zone today, as someone playing against him in fantasy. Now pass to Kyle Pitts, I'll take that. Although, with the pace Kyle Pitts has been on this year, he's probably not going to score a touchdown for the rest of the year. Because he's gone up by 1 touchdown every year of his career. Obviously, he started with 1, then 2, and now here in year 5, he's got 5 touchdowns. They motion Drake London across the formation here, and toss it Robinson to the right side. He's forced back inside, taken down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. So that brings up 3rd and goal here for the Falcons, with 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Hey, welcome to the stream. How's it going? So it's a 3rd and goal here for the Falcons. Cousins and shotgun from the 4. The Falcons have scored touchdowns on 7 straight red zone trips. Cousins looks to throw. Throws. End zone. Call for a touchdown. Bijan Robinson makes the catch. And the Falcons are on the board. And I am officially losing in fantasy. Kyle Pitts, you better step up. But it's a 4-yard touchdown catch for Bijan Robinson. The Falcons go right down the field on their second possession. And they get the game's first points with 6:11 to go in the opening quarter. An 11-play, 65-yard drive that take 5.5 minutes off the clock. That was an impressive drive. Some nice throws from Kirk Cousins. That was a really good drive. Now here is the extra point for Zane Gonzalez, and his kick is right down the middle. So it's 7-0 Falcons. They take it right down the field in their second possession. And get the game's first points. It is a 7-yard touchdown for Bijan Robinson. Or sorry, a 4-yard touchdown for Bijan Robinson. And it's 7-0, what I'm trying to say. Bijan Robinson with his 10th total touchdown of the season. He's got 6 rushing, now 4 receiving. Coming into the game, he'd run for 1,250 yards, had 776 receiving yards. Now he adds that total a little bit. But that drive, a great drive for the Falcons after going a 3-and-out on their first drive. Cousins in that drive threw for 50 yards and a touchdown. It was pretty good. Now the Rams will get the ball back, down by 7, with 6:11 to go in the first quarter. Rams are 11-4 right now, and I believe they can. Yeah, they can get to the 5 seed in the NFC. But that's as high as they can get because they can't win the division after their loss to the Seahawks last week. But they can get to the 5 seed, which would be a pretty big advantage considering the 5 seed is going to go to either Carolina or Tampa in the playoffs. And I don't really think that's a very tough matchup for whoever gets the 5 seed, whether it's the 49ers or the Rams. Although, I mean, you never know with the Rams. They did lose at the Panthers. So maybe that happens again. But the Rams, the furthest they can fall is right now the 6 seed, which is what they have. Because the Packers, they've clinched the 7 seed already. For, I think, the 3rd year in a row. But they're back from commercial here. Rams will get it back for their second possession with 3 now on their first drive. We'll see how they respond here. Bijan Robinson, that's his 9th career touchdown catch, which is tied for 3rd most by a running back since 2023. So I'm pretty sure since he entered the league. This is year 3 for him. I'm pretty sure. The kickoff here goes into the end zone, and it'll be touchback as they'll take a knee. Smart move right there, and it'll come out to 35. So much better field position this time around for the Rams. After last drive starting at their own 5. So Stafford and the Rams offense back onto the field. And we'll have to see how they respond to the touchdown against them a couple minutes ago. So Stafford under center. They bring Nakua in motion. Still no Devontae Adams for the Rams. Stafford throws outside. That is tipped and incomplete. Trying to get it to Puka Nakua. Got tipped up in the air by Ellis. And it's 2nd down. That's a nice defensive play. So an incompletion on 1st down brings up 2nd and 10. From the 35. Stafford in shotgun back to his left. Gonna look to throw once again. Stafford has time. Throws to the sideline. That pass, oh, it's dropped. Got dropped by the tight end Parkinson. A great throw for Stafford. But it gets dropped. That's a bad one. That's a pretty bad drop right there. Great throw for Stafford. And Colby Parkinson just drops it. So after 2 incompletions, now 3rd and 10. Falcons bring 4. Stafford gets pressured, rolling left. On the move, Stafford just throws downfield. It's called for a 1st down. Oh, gonna break a tackle, stay in bounds, then head out of bounds at the 43-yard line of the Falcons. A great throw right there from Stafford, and Smith makes the play. That play did not look like it was going to work out for the Rams, but ended up being a positive play. Xavier Smith with the catch and a 1st down. He actually stepped out before the 43. Stepped out of the 47 here. And the Rams going to go to the ground here with Blake Corum, and he picks up about 5. So it brings up 2nd and 5 here. Blake Corum getting a little bit more involved in the offense and playing pretty well. I'm going to pull up his numbers from the past few games. But he's 2nd and 5 here. They go back to the ground with Blake Corum. And up the middle, he'll gain about 4 here, setting up a 3rd and short. But Blake Corum on the season, he's run for 669 yards, 6 touchdowns. But he's really gotten a lot more involved recently. At least 11 carries each of the last 3 games. And during that span, he's run for 4 touchdowns. And, well, let's try to add this up real quick. 230 yards, I think. 128, 71, and 48. Stafford throwing on 3rd down, caught by Puka Nacua for a 1st down. And he moves the sticks. But yeah, it's 247 yards for Blake Corum over the last 3 games. That's 82 rushing yards per game. But a nice play there for the Rams. As they move the sticks on 3rd down, Stafford finds Nacua on the slant. Pretty good coverage, but a nice throw and catch. So 1st and 10 from the 28. Stafford under center. Corum is the back. 3.5 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Stafford hands off here, Corum. And he'll get pushed forward for getting about 3, maybe 4 yards. So it brings up 2nd down. It's been a pretty good drive for the Rams so far. A nice response to the drive we just saw for the Falcons on their most recent drive. Puka Nacua has had at least 150 receiving yards in 3 straight games, which ties an NFL record. That's pretty impressive. I mean, last week he was insane with 225. They bring him to motion here. And Stafford off play action. Pump fakes, now throws the flat. And it's caught with the tight end Allen, who's out of bounds after a gain of 2, but the flag is down. So let's see, there's a flag down. 2:43 in the 1st quarter. Oh, Puka Nacua got his face mask pulled. So it's a face mask against the Falcons. And gives the Rams an automatic 1st down. Now, they technically called hands to the face, or illegal use of hands, but I don't know why you wouldn't call that a face mask when he pulled his face mask. I don't really know why you wouldn't call that face mask. I mean, kind of same idea, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's the same thing, it's just what the ref said. Here's this tight end screen for Parkinson. He picks up 4. So 2nd and 5, 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Rams down 7-0. What? How does that make sense? They just put up active Devontae Adams' stats in the red zone, not that the Rams have made it there. He leads all active players in targets, catches, and touchdowns in the red zone. Yet he's only got 26 targets, yet 83 touchdowns. That makes no sense. Stafford pump fakes and then throws incomplete on 2nd and 5. But that made no sense what they just showed. But it's a 3rd down and 5 here. Stafford in shotgun, Kyron Williams is to his left. Stafford looks to throw. Throws underneath, that pass is caught, but short of the sticks. Mumfield made the catch for a gain of about 4, needed 5, and it's 4th and 1 here for the Rams. They're going to keep the offense out there and go for it. I like the decision for the Rams. Stafford under center from the 11. And Stafford going to hand it off here. Williams hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. The Falcons defense comes up with a stop, and the Rams turn it over on downs. It was 4th and a long yard, and Kyron Williams didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He had no chance right there. And the Falcons get the ball back with a minute left in the first quarter, up by 7. Really don't love that play call from Sean McVay. I would have preferred to see some kind of pass, but I mean, there's no guarantee that a pass would have worked, but I think I probably would have thrown the ball. Wow, I just saw this. This is kind of crazy. From the NFL on Twitter, there's only been 5 quarterbacks in NFL history to have back-to-back 13-win seasons. Brett Favre, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, and Sam Darnold last year and this year. Vikings went 14-3 last year, and this year the Seahawks can go either 13-4 or 14-3. That's kind of crazy. Sam Darnold with 4 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But yeah, that's a pretty crazy stat. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. The Falcons get it back. Oh, sorry, they're actually back from commercial here. The first play is a run for a gain of about 4. Did not realize they came back so soon. So they go back on the 4th down play. Whoever it is, whether that's the left tackle or an extra lineman they brought in, he takes forever to get off the ball. And he gets beat to the point of the ball. So 2nd and 6 here for the Falcons. A dump off to Bijan Robinson in the flat. And makes the guy miss, breaks the tackle, and Bijan's got 8 and a first down. And that's probably going to take us to the second quarter. So that is the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Falcons. Not too expected. But still early. But the Rams trail by 7. And something interesting about this game really means nothing for the Falcons because they're out of a playoff spot and they don't have their first round pick. In fact, that belongs to the Rams. So, really the Rams really want to win this game to help themselves in playoff seeding and give themselves a better pick. Right now, the Rams are currently sitting, or the Falcons, the Rams via the Falcons, are sitting at the 11th pick at 6-9, but a loss here would put them at 6-10. And with their strength of schedule, that would put them picking 9th. I would be behind the Saints, but ahead of the Chiefs. That's just crazy. To have a team with the potential to make a deep playoff run having the ability to pick top 10. I mean, obviously we saw that with the Eagles a few years ago. When they made the trade with the Saints. And if I recall correctly, that allowed them to get Jalen Carter. Right? Yeah, the Eagles, they made a trade back in 2022 when the Eagles sent let's see, the Eagles, they sent 16 and 19 and a sixth for 5 draft picks from the Saints. They got a first rounder, a first round the next year, and then some day 2 and day 3 picks. And then that's when they drafted Jalen Carter, who obviously helped them win the Super Bowl last year. But they're back from commercial here in the first play of the second quarter. A handoff to the left side for Tyler Algier. And a gain of about 3. Maybe 4. So it brings up 2nd and 6. So 2nd and 6. Cousins under center. Algier is the back from the 29-yard line. We'll hand it off to Algier. Mickey guy missed in the backfield and found his way ahead for 6 yards and a first down. So 1st and 10. Cousins under center. Algier still the running back from the 35. Cousins tosses it. Algier to the left side. He's forced back inside here. And not a whole ton of space. We'll find 2, maybe 3 yards. And it brings up 2nd down. Now Bijan Robinson comes back into the game for the Falcons. 13:25 to go in the first half. Falcons up by 7. So 2nd and 7 here. Cousins in the pistol. Algier in the backfield. Robinson goes in motion. And play action. Cousins throws underneath there as Kyle Pitts makes his first catch. Makes the guy miss. And Pitts picks up 5 on his first catch of the game. I need a lot more of that. Just throw it to Kyle Pitts 1,000 times. Kyle Pitts over the last 4 games, 31 catches, 395 yards, 4 touchdowns. Obviously had that huge game against the Buccaneers on Thursday night a few weeks ago. We get like 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. Maybe that's 4 weeks ago at this point. But that was a great game. Here's a throw to the outside for Drake. London makes the catch but gets hit hard. Holds on to the football. But it's a first down for the Falcons. Emmanuel Forbes with a hit on him right there. Kirk Cousins tonight playing pretty well. He's 7 for 10, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Kyle Pitts comes in motion here. Cousins under center. And play clock winding down. They try to bring another guy in motion, but Cousins calls timeout. But the Falcons, they call a timeout. They'll go to commercial with 11:45 to go in the first half. There's been another pretty good drive for the Falcons. 7 plays, 34 yards so far. And they're moving the ball pretty effectively. At 107 total yards, they're also 4 for 5 on third down. They were just talking about that on the broadcast. But obviously, we just saw them move the sticks on that previous play. Let's see. Are the Rams like a terrible third down defense? I don't think they'd be. I think they're pretty good, but I'm going to pull up the stats real quick. The Rams allow a third down on 36.1%, which is pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th in the NFL. Best team is the Seahawks, who allow conversion 32%. The worst team is the Raiders, who allow conversion 48.6%. I feel like that's an underrated stat. And not something that gets talked about enough. How good a team is on third down and how consistently they can move the sticks and get off the field. Because, I mean, third down, it's called the money down for a reason. It's one of the most important downs in football. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. Alright, now they're back. 1st and 10 here for the Falcons from the 46-yard line. Pitts goes in motion. They bring Drake London across the formation. And Cousins hands off Robinson in the left side. And he bounces off one defender and picks up 3, maybe 4 on the play. They'll give him 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7. So 2nd and 7. Cousins in the pistol, Bijan behind him. Again, they motion Pitts. He's wound up on the edge of the line of scrimmage here. Play clock winding down. And they'll get it off with their handoff. Robinson makes the guy miss in the backfield. And oh, what a move! Still breaking tackles. And just 3 yards there, but that is a very impressive 3-yard run. That's really what Bijan Robinson does. Like, he doesn't have these 50-plus yard runs consistently. Like, we'll have one here and there, but he just turns consistently negative plays into consistently positive plays. Like here, Jared Verse has him in the backfield. He should definitely be able to make a stop right there. But then Bijan's not only able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's able to make a nice move, get around another defender, and end up picking up about 3 on the play. 3rd down and 4 here for the Falcons, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 as their right tackle fall starts. And it'll become 3rd down and 9 as they back up 5. We got 10:21 to go in the second quarter. 3rd down and 9 now for the Falcons. They're 4 of 5 on 3rd down. Let's see if they can move the sticks again. 3rd down and 9. Cousins and shotgun going to look to throw. It's a 4-man rush. Cousins throws back shoulder for Pitts, but it's incomplete. I'm not sure if they were on the same page or what happened right there. It looks like Kyle Pitts was kind of looking for the ball, but Cousins might have thrown that before he was ready for it. But the Rams defense able to get off the field. and get a stop on third down for just the second time today. So the Falcons will punt it away on 4th and 9. Bradley Pinion kicks it away, and this is going to be his 30th punt of the season that ends up inside the 20, which is one of the best in the NFL. So the Rams get it back, 9:54 to go in the first half. Still down by 7. That drive, a decent drive for the Falcons. 10 plays, 35 yards, took 6:06 off the clock, but ended up being a punt and not able to get anything out of it, despite it being pretty long, despite only going 36 yards and barely getting to midfield. So far, results in the poll, everyone has said the Rams will win. Again, be sure to vote if you have not already done so. And if you missed my prediction for the game, I took the Rams by a score of 31-17. But not a great start for the Rams. Obviously down by 7, 20 minutes into the game. Hold on 1 second. So the Rams put the football back here at about their own their own 15-yard line, somewhere around there. And they'll get it back. Their offense has been okay, nothing amazing. But still no points to show for it. Obviously, they failed to convert a 4th down last time despite moving the ball well. Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts, after apparently miscommunication over on that last play, having a conversation on the sideline. So 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line here for the Rams. Stafford under center. They bring Nakua in motion. Kyron Williams is the back. And there's a handoff, Kyron to the right side. And going to kind of break a tackle, but eventually he's unable to keep his balance. And he picks up about 4 as he goes lunging ahead. So 2nd and 5, so a pretty good 1st down run. Now on the... Really looks like the ball's in 16, not the 17. So it's really getting a 4. They go back to the ground here to the right side, and Williams pretty much met at the line of scrimmage here. Well, fall forward for gain of about 2, but not much space. And it's very quickly 3rd down here for the Rams. So a 3rd down and 3. Stafford going to look to throw. Stafford has some time and throws over the middle. It's too high. It intercepted. Gets picked off by Jesse Bates. And Bates on the return going to bring it back and all the way for a Falcons touchdown. Stafford throws a pick 6. Jesse Bates returns it for the Falcons and they extend their lead. About to go up 14-0. It's a 34... Wow, that would be a lot of points. It's a 34-yard pick 6. A bad throw for Stafford, way too high. And right into the arms of Jesse Bates. not a good start for the Rams. The Falcons defense comes away with a big play, and they're about to go up by 2 touchdowns here with 8:30 to go in the first half. And here's the extra point. And it's good. Just inside the left upright. So 14-0. The Falcons with the Rams. A pretty good start for them. And they're up 14 with 8.5 to go in the first quarter. But that is not a great one right there for Stafford. He misses high over the middle and gets picked off. And that is his 6th interception of the season. He started the year playing extremely well. He threw an interception in weeks 2 and week 3, but then he didn't throw a pick again until the last week of November. He went a long time without throwing a pick. But he's thrown a few more recently. I mean, it's still not like an insane pace, not throwing like 5 a game. But he's still thrown 3 in the last 5 games. Or now 4 in the last 6 games, including today. But I mean, he's still only thrown 6 interceptions on the year, which is pretty good. And I mean, he's a guy who's at times thrown some interceptions in his career. 8 last year, 11 the year before, 8 the year before that, 17 before that. He's thrown 193 picks in his career. Now 194. The Rams really about to lose. It seems like they could. Not a great start. I mean, still plenty of time in the game, but definitely not anything too impressive so far. If I was the Rams, I'd be a little worried. But the Rams offense will get it back here. Now down 14. Rooney's got the offense going. So they go back to this interception. Stafford has a guy, but he throws it a little bit behind him and too high. And it ended up getting picked off. Stafford, that's his 32nd career pick 6, which is tied for most all time with Brett Favre. This kick here is going to be brought out from about the goal line. Whittington is brought back, or brings it back to the 24. And that is where the Rams offense back onto the field. The Rams drives, they got 3 and out. Then the second drive was pretty good, getting it inside the red zone, but then turning it over on downs. And then obviously pick 6 a minute ago. So 8:23 to go in the first half. From the 25-yard line. First down for the Rams. Stafford under center. Corum is the back. And play action, Stafford looks to throw. Throws underneath, that pass caught for getting about 5. Colby Parkinson makes the catch. And a solid start to the drive. So 2nd and 4. Stafford under center, bring a tight end across the formation. One of the 3 tight ends currently in the game. The handoff here, Blake Corum is going to break 1 tackle, but then he's taken down for getting about 2. 94. London makes the catch, or sorry, makes the play. That's an interesting thing. The Falcons have a guy on offense and defense named London. So 3rd down and 2 for the Rams. 7:05 to go in the first half. Stafford looks to throw. Stafford takes a shot downfield. Has a man. It's called for a first down to the 43-yard line. Ball comes out. Wait a minute. Was he down? Or is that... They're going to say he was down. But that could be interesting because Terrence Ferguson, the rookie from Oregon, makes the catch. But the ball comes out at the end. I'm not sure he was ever touched down. I think he might have been, but... There's a chance this is a fumble. But this is a really good throw for Stafford. Ferguson's running a swap fade. He makes the catch. Let's see. Was he touched down? Oh, yeah, he was. But a really nice throw for Stafford. And just like that, they got it inside Falcon territory at the 40. Handoff goes to Blake Corum. Makes a cut. And picks up about 2 on the play. So 2nd down and 8 here for the Rams. 5:50 to go in the first half. Stafford looks to throw. Taking another shot downfield. This one is going to be caught by Puka Nacua. What a catch. At the 3-yard line. A little underthrown by Stafford, but a great catch. Downfield, but the flag is down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 3 if it stands. And this one's going to come back. An illegal formation against the Rams. They called against DJ Humphries, the tackle. Was too far off the line of scrimmage. So it wipes off a really nice play. DJ Humphries gets to start at left tackle today. He's got a call for penalty. His first start of the season, 7th game. But a big penalty right there. Cost the Rams from 35 plus yards. Handoff here, Corum, not much. Got about maybe 2 yards. And it's now 3rd and long for the Rams. 3rd and 11 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Really don't love that play call. And now Blake Corum comes up limping. So Corum limps his way to the bench. Hopefully he's okay. Kyron Williams now in the game at running back. Line up to the right of Matthew Stafford. Falcons show blitz here. 5 on the play clock. The Falcons bring the blitz. Stafford tries to throw a screen out to Nacua to beat the blitz, but he skips it to him. And it's 4th down. Looks like Blake Corum, he got hurt when somebody just landed on his ankle. Not very, didn't look super bad, but definitely looks painful. But a punt here for the Rams. Evans sends it away, and it is going to bounce inside the 5, and it's down to the 1. What a punt. A great punt for the Rams. A good play there on special teams, which there has been many of this year for the Rams. But a really good punt. A great job on the coverage downfield. And the Falcons are back to deep inside their own territory. So that's the positive. Now the negative is the Rams still have a 0 on the scoreboard. And they're trailing by 14. But if you are the Rams right here, you have a pretty good opportunity. You hope the defense can get a stop, and I mean maybe not necessarily get a quick 3 and out, but even if you get them after they get like 15 yards, you should or force a punt, that is, after they get 15. You should still get the ball back with pretty good field position, then maybe they can capitalize off that and get their first points of the game. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. A 14-point lead. A 14-point lead for the Falcons. So the Falcons take over the football here on their own 1-yard line. Cousins under center. Algier is the back. And Cousins just going to sneak it ahead, try to get some space. And he does not get much. Maybe he got a yard. I mean, I feel like you had enough space right there to run a play. You weren't starting on your own, like, inch line. You were starting at the 1-yard line. So I think you had some space there to run a play, but the Falcons apparently disagree. But they do give Cousins a yard on the sneak, make it 2nd and 9. And now they'll run an actual play. Handoff to Algier, and he got taken down at the line of scrimmage. Hit hard and dropped for no gain. Actually ends up getting picked up instead of dropped. But no gain, and brings up 3rd and long. So it's 3rd down and 8, 3:05 to go in the first half. Big play right here for the Ram defense. We've got to stop and get good field position for the offense. They bring Drake London across the formation, and play clock at 0 here. And it looks like the Falcons are going to end up taking it away. Yeah, no timeout was called. A delay again for the Falcons. So backs them up half the distance, and they're now going to have a 3rd and about 10 from their own 1.5-yard line. We saw Blake Corum get hurt before. Looks like he's limping his way to the locker room, although not walking with too much of a limp. Definitely a little bit, but it doesn't look like a terrible injury. He's questionable with an ankle injury. So hopefully he's okay. There's a handoff. Robinson up the middle, and Bijan's taken down after a gain of a yard at the 3. Landman with the tackle. Been everywhere for the Rams defense this year. But the Rams defense, to get the quick 3 and out, and they should have pretty good field position because the Falcons are punting from the back of their own end zone. Here the Falcons, you also got to worry about this not getting blocked because you don't have much space. You're snapping the ball from the 2 or 3-yard line. But it's 4th and 7, and we reached the 2-minute warning here in the first half. I feel like this first half's gone pretty quickly. I don't know if I'm just making that up, but it feels like it's been pretty fast. But it's 4th and 7. It'll be a punt for the Falcons. It'll be their second 3 and out of the game. But the Rams will get it back, and we'll see if they can capitalize off what you would expect to be pretty good field position. Hold on 1 second. But we wait for them to come back from commercial at the 2-minute warning. The Rams still have all 3 timeouts. Falcons have 2. And we'll see how each team manages those in the final 2 minutes of the half. But it's still 14-0 for the Rams. They do get the ball to start the second half. So, I mean, an opportunity to really tie this game up with getting the ball right now before halftime and after halftime. So they can realistically tie the game without the Falcons really having a chance to possess the ball. So 4th and 7. Bradley Pinion is standing at the back of his own end zone. Got to be careful here. So it's 4th and 7. The Rams come after the punt, but it's away cleanly from Pinion without much pressure on it. And it's fielded here at the 35. And Smith stumbles, regains his balance, and brings it back to the 47-yard line. So a nice 12-yard return. And the Rams will have great field position here, starting at their own 47 with all 3 timeouts. I mean, there is plenty of time to do something here before halftime. So the Rams take over the 47. Stafford under center. And a look to throw. Stafford wants to go deep. Throws one deep down the field towards the end zone. And it's intercepted for the second time. He gets picked off, but a flag is down. Xavier Watts came up with the ball. The rookie from Notre Dame. But let's see. This one might get called back because of a flag. And it's going to stand. It's going to be offensive pass interference here. It is offensive pass interference. Where's the pass interference? That is the worst offensive pass interference call I have ever seen. Wow, that's bad. He barely even extends his arm. I mean, that is terrible. The Falcons get it back here at the 7. Handoff goes to Bijan to the right side. Bijan Robinson breaking free down the sideline. Bijan Robinson inside Rams territory. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Falcons. 93 yards. Bijan Robinson takes it all the way for the Falcons. One play, and they're up by 20. 93 yards. Wow. They take it away the previous play, a 93-yard touchdown. And the Falcons up, about to be 21-0 on the Rams. But a minute 28 still to go in the first half, and the Rams about to be trailing by 21 as Gonzalez nails the extra point. 21-0. Man, what a run for Bijan Robinson. And they're up 21-0, still with a minute 28 to go in the first half. So much for the Rams potentially tying the game before halftime and after halftime. Now the best they can get is within 7 points. Hold on 1 second. But now 21-0. A 93-yard touchdown run. Probably the longest run of Bijan Robinson's career. He's now run it 125 times. Or sorry, wow, that would be a lot of times. For 125 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Plus he's also caught a touchdown. It is the longest run of his NFL career. And it could be college too, because 93 yards is a long way. Yeah, it's the longest run of his college career as well. His longest run in college was 78. But a really good run there for Bijan Robinson. The Falcons up 21. But Stafford throws his second pick. And we'll see what he can do with the Rams offense on this next possession. So they go back to the touchdown. Bijan makes one guy miss, and then he breaks through a second tackle, and then he's gone. So the kickoff is away. Gonzalez kicks it to about the 10-yard line where Whittington takes it. And he brings it back to the 26. Bijan is so quick. Yeah, he really is. Just the way he's able to change direction, just insane. And Bijan Robinson now has the most scrimmage yards in NFL history before turning 24. He's got 5,514. He passes Christian McCaffrey, who had about 5,400. Bijan Robinson, 138 total yards, and he was responsible for 14 points. The entire Rams offense is just 93 yards. I think that's said. Or maybe 103, but not a ton. Stafford finds Nakua on the slant, gain of about 8 yards. And maybe that can lead to something here. They'll go quickly here. 1:10 to go. Clock is running. Stafford, plenty of time. Underneath that pass, caught by Xavier Smith, and he gets it to the 45. 56 seconds to go. Clock still running. .43 seconds. He might have been smart to use a timeout after that play. Stafford to throw. Again, plenty of time. He goes deep downfield, and this one is incomplete. The Rams, they've already clinched a playoff spot. A loss today means they're in the 6th seed. If they win out, I believe they'll be the 5. No. If they lose, they'll be the 6th seed. If they win today, they could be the 5 or 6. Depending on what happens next week between the 49ers and Seahawks. If the 49ers win, then they will. Then the Rams will have the 6th seed. But if the Seahawks win, then I believe the Rams will have the 5 seed. I think. But next week, the Rams, they play the Cardinals. Not a very tough matchup. And the Seahawks and 49ers have to play each other. So Stafford looks to throw here. Pump fake. Stafford gets sacked back at the 36-yard line. He's upset about something. But he gets dropped for a big loss, and the Rams might just have to take this to halftime. So it's 3rd and 19, and the Rams, yeah, they're just going to let this go all the way down. They're going to take it to halftime down 21-0. Man, what a first half for the Falcons. The offense playing pretty well. The defense looking really good. 21-0. The Rams, or the Falcons lead the Rams. That is a crazy first half score. Definitely not see this coming. Now the Rams do get the ball to start the second half. And they're going to need to do something. Because down 21 at halftime to a Falcons team that's 6-9 is not exactly good. Especially for a team that's supposed to be one of the best in the NFL. But 21-0, we reached the half for the Falcons. It's their largest halftime lead since they led the Saints in 2016. Wonder what the score of that game was at halftime. That game, they led 28-17. Wow, 28 points the first half's insane. They led 28-17. They ended up winning the game 45-32. That was early in the year. In the year they made the Super Bowl and then blew the 28-3 lead. But I'm going to go take a quick break, fill my water, use the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So it's 21-0 at the half. A pretty bad first half for the Rams. Not really sure how it gets much worse. The offense does nothing. The defense, it wasn't awful, but they also weren't great. But not a very good performance so far for the Rams. And I originally thought they'd win pretty easily. I picked them to win this game 31-17. And yeah, not looking very likely. Now, as far as an updated score prediction goes, it's still very possible the Rams end up winning. But I am going to take the Falcons. I mean, they're up 21. I mean, the Falcons, obviously, blew 20-3 leads. They can blow any kind of lead. But I'm going to take the Falcons, and we'll take them by a score of... We'll go 31-17, so we'll reverse the score. And, I mean, this is really interesting because the Rams, I was planning on picking them to win the Super Bowl. But, I mean, if they're going to play like this does not look like a Super Bowl contender. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting because now there's like no teams that look like true elite Super Bowl teams. Because, I mean, let's go through all the playoff teams. The Broncos. Good. Great defense. I don't really trust the offense. And they also play a ton of close games against bad teams. Patriots. Haven't really played many good teams this year. They've beaten one team over 500. But, they're also... When they can't score at least 3 by half, I mean, yeah, it's not looking great. But, the Patriots, I mean, a good team. Got some weaknesses. I think some of that's been covered up a little bit by the soft schedule, but I still think they're a good team. The Jaguars, they're playing as well as anybody right now, but I don't know. I still don't trust them, but they might be the best team in the AFC. With the way they're playing, at least recently. Obviously, beat the Broncos a couple weeks ago. They're playing really well. Maybe they can win the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know if I can see the Jaguars winning the Super Bowl. The Steelers or whoever wins the North is not going to win it. I mean, I guess the Ravens could if they really turn things around, but just have not looked good enough. The Texans have the defense to do it, but the offensive line is really bad. And C.J. Stroud, a little bit inconsistent from game to game. Chargers, kind of the same thing. Defense is good, not quite as good as the Texans, but the defense is good. Herbert's great, but the offensive line's bad. And the Bills, they got Josh Allen, they got James Cook, but I just don't trust the rest of the team. Receivers aren't very good. The defense is okay. Can't stop the run. But, I mean, yeah, I just don't really love any of these teams in the AFC. And in the NFC, the Seahawks, maybe it's the Seahawks. Who really knows? I mean, Sam Darnold's playing really well. The defense is amazing. The offense is great. Maybe it's the Seahawks. But for the Bears, I mean, the defense is not good enough to win a Super Bowl. Eagles, I just don't think they're very good, even though they're 11-5. Whoever wins the South is probably getting destroyed in the first round. The 49ers could make the Super Bowl and win it, but I just have a hard time thinking the 49ers win it when they're just so banged up. I mean, even though they've won, they're 12-4 right now. They've won 1,000 games. Not 12, or not 1,000, really 12. But they've won a ton of games, even despite all the injuries. And they're playing some of their best football now, so I guess they could end up winning the Super Bowl, but especially because they would be at home if they make it there. But I mean, still feel like I don't completely trust them, especially because they've made it there a few times and also fallen short. The Rams were going to be my pick. I think they're probably the most complete team in the NFL, but if they're going to play like this, I would not trust that. And then the Packers, good team, but with the injury to Micah Parsons, the defense has not looked as good, and the offense isn't the greatest. I mean, good, but not great. So, I mean, there's just so many teams that can win the Super Bowl because it feels like there's no team that is really a true elite, above the rest, Super Bowl contender. Wow, I just saw this stat. This is crazy. The Jaguars. There's only 1 week left in the regular season, obviously. And they can still get the 1 seed, the 2 seed, the 3 seed, the 5 seed, the 6 seed, or the 7 seed. How is that possible? Right now they're sitting as the 3 seed. So I guess they could win and have a combination of Broncos and Patriots losses. That's so they can get to either the 1 or the 2. They can't be the 4. And if they lose, they'll be the 5, 6, or 7, depending on what the Texans, Chargers, and Bills do. That is wild. But that's pretty crazy. But just realized never went over some stats for today's game. So let's go over the stats while we wait for them to start the second half. We'll start in a couple minutes. But beginning with player stats for the Rams, Matthew Stafford, not his best game. 9 of 17, 96 yards, 2 interceptions. Not great so far. For the Rams on the ground, Blake Corum, 9 of 18, Kyren Williams, Blake Corum, 6 for 18, Kyren Williams, 4 for 8, at a team that's 10 for 26, just 2.6 yards a carry. Then receiving for the Rams, Xavier Smith, 2 for 30, Terrence Ferguson has a catch for 27, Nakua's got 2 for 18, Colby Parkinson 2 for 11, and Kotana Mumfield 2 for 10. Then for the Falcons, Kirk Cousins is 7 for 11, 68 yards and a touchdown. He's played pretty well. Bijan Robinson, 11 carries for 125 yards and a touchdown. 93 of them on one play, obviously. Tyler Algier, 5 carries for 17 yards. Kirk Cousins, 1 for a yard. And then receiving for the Falcons, David Sills, 2 catches for 33 yards. Bijan Robinson, 2 for 13 and a score. Darnell Mooney, 1 for 13. Kyle Pitts, 1 for 5. And Drake London, 1 catch for 4 yards. Then some team stats from the first half. Falcons with 8 first downs, the Rams with 5. The Falcons 4 of 7 on third down, the Rams 3 of 7. The Rams 0 for 1 on fourth down, the Falcons did not attempt one. Falcons are outgaining the Rams 211 to 113. The Falcons at 7.5 yards per play compared to the Rams at 4. But the Rams do have more passing yards, but the Falcons a large advantage in rushing. The Falcons also 1 touchdown and 1 red zone trip. The Rams are 0 for 1 in the red zone. They turned it over on downs in their only possession. The Rams have also turned it over twice, both interceptions by Stafford, one of them pick 6. And then penalties, 4 for 17 against the Falcons, 2 for 10 against the Rams. Oh, and time possession. 14:01 for the Rams, 16 minutes for the Falcons, technically 15:59. But we start the second half here. The Rams will get the ball, really need to improve, especially offensively. But the kickoff here to start the second half going to get fielded at the 7, and Whittington on the return, trying to get to the outside, breaks the tackle, across the 30, Whittington across the 35, across the 40, he's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A nice return by Jordan Whittington, and he sets the Rams up with a really good starting field position, so maybe they can get the offense going with that, but everyone needs to get the offense going. 0 points in the first half is just the third game under Sean McVay that the Rams had a scoreless first half. The other is 2024 against the Saints and Super Bowl 53 against the Patriots, where they only scored 3 points the entire game. What is this camera angle? Stafford looks to throw here, gets pressured and sacked. Stafford with no time to throw on the first play from scrimmage to the second half, and gets dropped for loss about 7 on the play. But I feel like the offense for the Rams has been the main problem. Now, you can look at their defense and say they've allowed 21 first half points, but one of them was pick 6. The one drive was not very good for the Rams defense. I'll give them that. And then the other was a 93-yard touchdown. Now, yes, the defense shouldn't be allowing a 93-yard touchdown, but I don't think the defense was that bad. The offense did not play that well. Here's a throw and catch to Nakua over the middle, getting to the 48-yard line. And a pretty good pickup right there. Makes it third more manageable. As to pick up a nice chunk of yards on 3rd and 17. They get 11 and make it 3rd and 6. So it's 3rd and 6, Stafford in shotgun. Kyren Williams lined up to his right. Stafford can look to throw. Have plenty of time this time. Now Stafford can't find anybody with the ball though. And he rolls to his right, throws to the sideline, it's incomplete. Terrence Ferguson, the intended target. Coverage by Xavier Watts. Rookie on rookie matchup right there. And the Rams going to go 3 and out to start the drive, or start the half. And maybe not, actually. McVay looks like he's calling a play. It's 4th and 6. Are they going for this? They are. From their own 49-yard line, it's 4th down and 6. The Rams, the 5th best 4th down team in the NFL, 69%. Stafford to throw, gets pressured, steps up. Stafford throws, tipped, but caught. Caught by Xavier Smith, gets a block downfield, and he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. A big catch and run for Xavier Smith. That pass might have gotten tipped. I think it did, but I might have made that up. Because that was a great throw from Matthew Stafford. And a huge 4th down conversion. It's a big gamble going for that inside your own territory. But a great play for Stafford. No, this pass did not get tipped. I thought it did. My bad. Thought they got tipped. There's a handoff up the middle for Kyren Williams. And he stopped at gain of 2. Also, Kyren Williams had a huge block on that 4th down play. Picking up a blitzing linebacker. He's one of the better running backs in pass protection in the NFL. Even though he's really not that big. But he's a very good pass blocker for a running back. And if he can't make that block on that 4th down, the Rams are turning it over. So, huge play right there. But the Falcons with an injured player down the field. Hopefully he's okay. And it brings up 2nd and 8 after the 1st down run by Kyren Williams. But they go to commercial. Hopefully the injured player is okay. And it's not a serious injury. But that was a huge conversion for the Rams. And maybe that jumpstarts the offense because they need something. Oh, I just saw this. This is really interesting. Is this even a thing? Apparently, if the Falcons end up going 8-9, and the Buccaneers go 8-9, even though the Buccaneers-Panthers game is set as for the division next week, if the Falcons and Buccaneers tie, that changes the tiebreakers. And then the Falcons would end up with the Panthers would end up with the division, even though they lost. Well, let's see. The Falcons, if they win this week, no, this doesn't even impact it. Alright, so somehow it wouldn't make the Falcons jump the Buccaneers, but it would impact tiebreakers, so that the Buccaneers would still not win the division, even if they win next week. That's kind of crazy. So even though Buccaneers and Panthers is set as for the division next week, it's technically not if the Falcons beat the Saints and win today. But it's 2nd down and 8 here for the Rams. They're back from commercial, and they set up the screen for Xavier Smith. Gets a block on the outside. Oh, he got hit hard. Xavier Watts played a really nice game so far. The interception, a pass breakup, now a big hit. A really nice play. But a nice defensive play. And after that, it's now 3rd and 7. Stafford to throw. Stafford getting pressured. Stafford is going to get sacked. Sacked again. Leonard Floyd with the sack. Lost about 6 on the play. And the Falcons defense going to force the Rams to settle for 3. And the Rams offense is not looking good. Stafford got pressured. Again, he got sacked for, I believe, the 3rd time. And the Rams are going to settle for a field goal try. It's going to be a 35-yarder for Harrison Mevis. And the kick is good. So it makes it 21-3. And the Rams have to get points, but definitely not what they were hoping for. Need some touchdowns. Field goals, unless you're going to kick 7 of them, aren't really going to get you back in the game. Hold on 1 second. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. The Falcons, they got some points. The Rams, they got some points. An 8-play, 38-yard drive right there. (36 to 38 yards). Ended up coming on that 4th down play. But the offense for the Rams still not looking great, and Stafford's also been sacked a few times. Stafford's been sacked 3 times for also 21 yards. And that could be a really big problem for the Rams. If their offensive line is not playing well, now I know they're all banged up, but if the offensive line is not playing well, and you're going to go face a great defensive front in the first round, and potentially the Eagles, I mean, that is not great. Because the Eagles right now have the 3 seed. If the Rams end up with the 6, that would be pretty bad. Now, I don't think the Eagles are good, at all. I think they're pretty bad, the most overrated team in the NFL by a mile. But it's still not a great matchup for the Rams. But the Rams kick it off. It goes to about the goal line and is brought back. And on the return, they'll cross the 20. Cross to 30. Nice return to the 32. So the Falcons offense back onto the field, up by 18, 21-3. Wait a minute. I just realized, before halftime, ESPN put up this graphic that said it's the largest halftime lead for the Falcons since 2016 in Week 3 when they played the Saints. Apparently they're not including the playoffs, because later that year they were up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. I'm sure, as we all know. So apparently they're only including regular season. But it's a first down here for the Falcons from the 32. Cousins turns around and hands off to Bijan Robinson, and he gets hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle, and Robinson into the secondary. Bijan Robinson across the 40 to the 37-yard line. How did he make that work? He should have been taken down for also 3, and instead he turns it into a game of 30+. What a run for Bijan Robinson. Jared Verse should bring him down at the 28-yard line. But instead he makes him miss, cuts back, and he doesn't get taken down until he's inside the Rams' 40-yard line. What a run. Puts the ball on the 37-yard line. After that one, What a play. And here Bijan gets it on the swing pass. Gets blockers on the outside. And he's going to gain just a yard. So it brings up second and short here for the Falcons. Oh, sorry, second and long. Second and 8 here. Bijan Robinson just shy of 2,200 scrimmage yards, 2,197. That is a franchise record in a single season for the Falcons. And again, Robinson gets it here, trying to get to the outside, and he stumbles here. And loses 2. So it's 3rd and 9 after a loss of a yard. Cousins in shotgun, Algier to his left. Cousins. And we got a false start here. Goes against the right tackle, Wilkinson, for the second time. So make it 3rd and 14 after the penalty. And that's a big penalty because it backs him up 5. Could potentially knock him out of field goal range. Now at the 41. So 3rd and 14. Cousins looks to throw. Pocket collapsing. Throws underneath. Caught by Sills. And he gets 4, maybe 5 yards back. And the defense for the Rams able to get a stop. Let's see. Is it gonna be a field goal here, or is it gonna be a punt? It will be a field goal. Going to be a long one for Zane Gonzalez to put him up 24-3 and match the field goal we just saw the Rams kick a few minutes ago. This is officially a 56-yard field goal. Not going to be easy. The kick for Gonzalez is on the way, and it is right down the middle. Zane Gonzalez from 56 yards. Ends up tailing off to the left a little bit, but still a great kick. 24-3. And the team's trade field goals to open the second half. So it's 24-3, 7:46 to go in the third quarter. And a great field goal kick right there by Zane Gonzalez. Gonzalez good from 56. That ties a season long. His career long is 57. But a great kick right there. A decent drive for the Falcons. Nothing amazing, but you're able to get points. 5 plays, 31 yards. But, again, let's see how the Rams respond. I mean, it has not been great so far. This is an interesting stat. The last Falcons rookie with at least 4 interceptions was Deion Sanders in 1989. Xavier Watts got his 4th interception of the season today. Not bad. He's had a really good rookie year. believe he was a second round pick, maybe a third. Out of Notre Dame. Really good player. Watched him a lot in college. I was being a Notre Dame fan. He was great, and clearly that's translated to the NFL. So the Rams going to get it back here. 7:46 to go in the third quarter. Gonzalez sends it away. And it goes into the end zone, and they'll take a knee in the end zone, and it'll come out at the 35, sorry. So 7:46 to go in the third quarter. Falcons still down by 20, or sorry, Rams still down by 21. Let's see, we got play stop for some reason. They reset the play clock. Alright, now we're ready to play. Stafford under center. Hands off here. Williams to the right side. And Kyren Williams might have got his face mask pulled. But he picks up 4. Kyren Williams is 6 carries for 14 yards. Not much of a run game or a pass game, really, for the Rams. Not much of an offense in general, when you have just 3 points. So 2nd and 6. Play action here. Stafford to throw. And underneath, he checks down to Kyren Williams. He's got a first down. And he picks up 10 and moves the sticks. But a solid first down right there for the Rams. And we'll see if they can build on that here. Because they definitely need to. But a good start to the drive, able to get that first down. Play action here. Stafford to throw. Gets pressured. Rolling right. Escaping a sack. And he just throws it at the feet of Kyren Williams. Got hit again right there. Pressure off the right side. I thought Stafford was able to get away right there. But the defender never let go of his foot. So 2nd and 10. They bring a tight end in motion and hand off. Williams up the middle. Got a lot of space. Williams cuts back and gains 9. Nice run right there. But they show the playoff picture here. The Rams will end up at the 5 or the 6. A loss here guarantees they're at the 6, where they could rest the starters next week. But a loss also means they'll be playing the Eagles or Bears in the first round on the road, as opposed to playing either the Buccaneers or Panthers in the first round if they were the 5 seed, which is definitely a much easier matchup. So 3rd and 1. Stafford, plenty of time. Looking, throws it over the middle. That pass is going to be caught for a first down. Parkinson breaks a tackle, and he's still up. Now he gets taken down at the 26-yard line. But a nice play right there. Great protection up front. Stafford had all day. And it brings up first down. So that's the interesting thing with the offensive line here. They've played really well at times. Like Stafford had 5 hours to throw the ball right there. But there's other times where he's had no chance. But a 1st and 10 here from the 27. Stafford under center. Williams is the back. And play action. Stafford rolling right on the run. He sets his feet. Stafford zips one downfield. End zone. Touchdown. Terrence Ferguson wide open. And the Rams are on the board. Or have their first touchdown. 24-9. About to be 24-10. With 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 27-yard touchdown. There's the Rams offense we're used to seeing. Their best drive of the day by a lot. They finally get a touchdown. And the extra point about to cut to a 14-point game. Six plays, 65 yards. They go right down the field. And the extra point for Harrison Mevis is good. 24-10. The Rams are right back in it. I mean, it's still a two-score game, but that's an encouraging sign. Go for two. Why would you go for two right there? I'm not sure I understand the thinking. That would make it 24-11, making a 13-point game. But I would just kick the extra point. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. A great drive for the Rams right there. It was a 6 plays, 65 yards. And the Falcons get it back. Last drive, they kicked a field goal. Maybe the Rams can build on that and regain some momentum and try to keep building it. Well, they're back from commercial here. (24-10) Falcons lead. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, so plenty of time for the Rams to come back. Sean McVay is in his 9th season as Rams head coach. He's won at least 10 games in 7 of them. I believe that's including this season, where they've won 11. Here's the kick return, brought back to the 26-yard line. So pretty good coverage by the Rams special teams right there. So first down from the 26. Cousins under center. Bijan is the back. Bring Mooney in motion. And here's a play fake. Cousins looks to throw. Throws outside. Wide open Darnell Mooney, who stumbles and is taken down at the 48-yard line. We got a flag on the play, though. We got unnecessary roughness here against the defense. or technically roughing the passer. I don't know why I said unnecessary roughness, then roughing the passer. Let's see this one. Alright, I can actually understand that one because he landed on him. I still don't like that call, or like the rule, but based on the rule, it's actually a pretty good call. So 1st and 10 from the 35. After a nice play, they had 15 more because of the penalty. And Cousins going to look to throw here, and he sets up the screen for Bijan Robinson, breaks the tackle, and gets across to 30, and he stood up right there. Another 7 yards for Bijan. Brings up 2nd and about 3. Brings up 2nd and 2. Bijan Robinson with 799 receiving yards on the year, but he's got 822 yards after the catch, which leads the NFL. That's pretty good. So it's a 2nd and 2 right here for the Falcons. Cousins in shotgun, or in the pistol, and he turns around and hands off to Robinson, makes one guy miss, second guy miss, and fights for a 1st down. What a run! 6 yards for Bijan Robinson. That was a really impressive 6-yard run. Made 2 guys miss in the backfield, fought through several defenders, and just powered for 1st down. What a run. 1 guy missed in the backfield. Man, this guy's just so good. .182 total yards, 159 rushing, 23 receiving, and 2 touchdowns for Bijan Robinson. So 1st down from the 25, they go back to him here to the right side, makes a cut, and this time only gains 3. Sorry, I got this itch on my nose. Yeah, I can't seem to get it to go away. So 2nd down and 8 from the 23. Cousins under center, London goes in motion. Quiet game from him in his first game back from injury. They keep it on the ground, this time Tyler Algier to the right side, and he lunges forward for about 6, maybe 7. 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Right now, it looked like the Rams offense got some momentum, and they could potentially get the ball back. Why does Kyrie Williams put a mouth guard in on the sideline? Anyway. But right now, it looked like they could get the ball back. If the defense got a stop, they will go right down the field. And they got a 3rd and short from inside the 20 at the 17. Cousins in shotgun, Algier to his left, and they'll hand it to Algier, and he gets dropped in the backfield. Jared Verse, a loss of 2. Algier with nowhere to go, and it's 4th down. So it's 4th and 4. The Rams defense is going to force a field goal try, but the problem with that is it still makes it a 3-score game. It'll be a 3-score game if the field goal is good, which is not a very difficult field goal. It just made it from 56. This one's from 37. So 4 yards longer than an extra point. Gonzalez from the right hash. And his kick got blocked. It gets blocked by Jared Verse. And he's going to take this all the way. Jared Verse. A blocked field goal return for a touchdown. And the Rams have cut it to a 1-score game. Jared Verse with a huge play, and the Rams are right back in it. Wow, that's a huge play. A blocked field goal brought back for a touchdown by Jared Verse. That is exactly what the Rams needed. They prevented it from being a 3-score game, and they cut it to a 1-score game on the same play. What a play by Jared Verse. The Falcons are going to blow another huge lead, aren't they? And here's Mevis, and his kick is up, and it is good. So 24-17, the Rams are right back in it. Jared Verse just gets through the line. Gets a hand on it, recovers it, and then takes it all the way. Man, that might be the easiest block field goal Jared Verse ever had. It's now 24-17. And the Falcons will get it back. Right when it looks like they're going to go up by 3 scores, it's now a 1-score game. Alright, I need to go get a tissue. I'll be right back. So the kickoff, I watched it while I was standing away from the computer and getting a tissue. It's brought back to the 25-yard line. So that is where the Falcons will take over for their next drive. Up by 7, but they were up 21 at halftime. Now it's just a 7-point game. With still 25 seconds left in the third quarter. So it's 1st and 10 from the 26. Kyle Pitts goes in motion. Quiet game from him so far. Just 1 catch. Play action. Cousins throws underneath. That is caught by Robinson. And Bijan swung down after a gain of 11. And that's going to bring us into the fourth quarter. But what a third quarter there for the Rams. Down 21-0 entering the third quarter. But then they outscore the Falcons 17-3 in the third quarter, and it's just a 7-point game entering the fourth. That play was a game changer. Yeah, it really was. I mean, right when it looked like the Falcons were gonna, right when it looked like the Falcons were gonna prevent the Rams from really gaining any momentum and get some points and make it a 3-score game. They get the blocked field goal. That is huge. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial as we enter the final quarter of play. 24-17 Falcons lead. And a great third quarter for the Rams. Rams up to 216 total yards, Falcons at 298. And the numbers still aren't anything too impressive for the Rams, but definitely a lot better than it did look before. On all the major stats, including the biggest one, which is the scoreboard. Although technically that's not a stat, and that's just the scoreboard. But we're back from commercial here as we enter the fourth quarter. Falcons up 7 with the ball on their own 37. Here's a screen for Robinson again, and picks up 2, maybe 3. So it brings up 2nd and 7. They give him 3 on the first down screen. Oh, and man's slow to get up for the Rams. That's pretty bad. He's had a great year. He looks okay as he goes and jogging off the field. Landman tonight, 5 tackles, 1 for a loss, and also a quarterback hit. He comes out of the game for the moment. So it's 2nd and 7 from the 40. Cousins, hands off, Robinson to the left side, and Bijan going to pick up about 4 on the play. And now Landman right back into the game. So it's 3rd down and 4. Bijan Robinson's over 200 scrimmage yards at 201. And he got 2 total touchdowns. 3rd and 4. Cousins looks to throw. Has time. Throws. Oh, wow. Why would you throw that? He's just trying to find Bijan Robinson, but he's double covered. There's nowhere to throw that ball. And it's 4th down. Pretty lucky that's not picked. He's trying to find Bijan Robinson. The Falcons want a flag because the linebacker ends up backing into him, but I don't think you can call a flag right there. Or throw a flag. I mean, he backs up into him. That's incidental contact. I mean, I guess you could say he technically interfered with him, but I kind of like the no call. The punt here is fielded at the 9. Smith makes one guy miss, and he brings it back to the 19, maybe the 20-yard line. And he wants a flag for a late hit, but not going to get one. But 13:36 to go in the 4th quarter. The Rams only down by 7. They get the ball back. They are very much in this game. Touchdown here will tie it. And it's really crazy how the MVP race works. I was just thinking about this. Everyone has been debating Drake May, Matthew Stafford. For MVP, obviously. I mean, May was great yesterday. I think he threw 5 touchdowns. And people were starting to debate, obviously. And now Stafford comes out, throws 2 picks. People are probably going to say he's not the MVP anymore. He throws 2 picks. But if he leads them back, I mean, is that going to help his MVP case or hurt his MVP case? Not really sure. But I still think Stafford should be the MVP. I mean, Drake May, what he's done is really, really good. And really impressive. Because, I mean, he's doing it on a team that's not the greatest. I mean, he's playing against a pretty easy schedule, but he's also played really well against great teams. But I would give the MVP to Stafford if it was up to me. And the season ended right now. I mean, obviously, there's still a week to get played. There's still the end of this game. I think if the Rams end up winning this game, plays a big part in it. And if Stafford can overcome the 2 picks he already threw. So I mean, it's going to be a very fun MVP race. And I mean, the interesting thing is you could make the argument for Drake May that he plays with a a team that's not as good. Well, the Rams are really good, and Stafford plays for them, but the Patriots have also had the easiest schedule in the NFL. The Rams playing a very, very tough NFC West. But Stafford in the first half was 9 of 17 for 96 yards, 2 picks. In the second half, things have completely changed. He's 6 for 8, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Stafford here, play action, going to look to throw. Stafford on the move, throws the outside for Nakua, and he gains 7 before he's knocked out of bounds. It's a nice start to the drive. Alright, here's the MVP comparison we were just talking about. Stafford averaging 279 yards per game, Drake May at 263. Stafford 41 touchdowns total, May is 34, and May also with more interceptions, 8-7. But the Patriots a little bit better team record, 13-3. Rams are 11-4. I mean, you really can't go wrong either way. I think Stafford at this current moment, but things could change. Here's Kyron Williams getting to the outside. Williams across the 40. He stiff arms a guy. That's Jesse Bates. And he's out of bounds at the 47-yard line. A nice run right there. And Kyron Williams gives the Rams a fresh set of downs. They have not run the ball too effectively today, but that's a good run. The Rams, they have lost 62 straight games when trailing by 21 points. Their last win came against the Texans in 2005. Obviously, they trailed by 21 twice today. They were down 21-0 at halftime and then 24-3 in the third quarter. Stafford, oh man, he wanted to go deep. Ends up checking down to Parkinson, who picks up about 8 on the play. He was getting ready to launch that deep. But it's 2nd and 2. I mean, if they want to take a shot right now, they could. It's 2nd and 1, not 2nd and 2. You've got 3rd down, potentially 4th down, where you are on the field at the Falcon 42. Or sorry, 44. But they'll just run it here. Williams to the right side. Good run for Kyron Williams, getting it down to the 36. Gaining 8 and moving to 6 for the Rams. So a nice run right there. Kyron Williams, after the past couple runs, he's up to 9 carries for 52 yards. That's 5.8 per carry. After not a great start for him. I think he had like 4 carries for 8 yards in the first half. Or something like that. Maybe it's 4 for 6. Not great. Stafford to throw on first down. It's the 4-man rush. He's got time. And throws underneath for the tight end Parkinson. And makes the catch for a gain of 3. So it brings up 2nd and 8. 10:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Seen one non-offensive touchdown for each team tonight. Falcons the pick 6, and the Rams obviously a few minutes ago with the blocked field goal return for a touchdown. So 2nd and 8. Stafford gonna look to throw. Takes a shot downfield. That pass, oh man, almost caught. Diving attempt at it by Nakua. But it brings up 3rd and 8. Stafford threw that just a little too far. Good coverage by A.J. Terrell. But that pass, really, he didn't throw it too far, but just a tough throw, tough catch with a good coverage. 3rd and 8 here. Stafford makes a check at the line. Play clock at 3. They'll get the play. Oh, Stafford fumbles the snap. It's still free. And the Falcons going to scoop it up. I think there's a flag down. There is a flag, and this might be offsides. So this might not matter. I think the Falcons came across early. it stands, this is the third turnover of the game for Stafford. But I think one of the edge rushers came across early. And he did. Offsides against the Falcons. That's a huge play. It's against the rookie James Pierce Jr. Yeah, there he is. He starts to move early. Stafford ends up fumbling the snap. So that's a huge, huge penalty because he takes away a turnover. And not only take away the turnover, it makes it 3rd and 3 for the Rams, opposed to 3rd and 8. So 3rd and 3. Rams are 4 of 10 on 3rd down. And they're going to hand it off here on 3rd down. Kyron Williams, not much. Got about a yard. And now it's 4th and 2. So an interesting decision right here for Sean McVay. I kind of like going for it. And it looks like they might. No, now Stafford's going to come off the field. Oh, wait a minute. No, I thought Stafford's going to come off the field. It looks like the offense is still out there. I thought he jogged off the field. But it's 4th down and 2. They're going to go for it. I like the call. Stafford and shotgun will look to throw. Stafford throws underneath. Intercepted! Picked off by Xavier Watts for the 2nd time. And on the return, Watts down the sideline. Does he stay in bounds? If he does, he's got a pick 6. Let's see. Did he stay in? They're going to say he did. 2nd pick 6 of the day for Matthew Stafford, and the Falcons with a huge turnover. Xavier Watts with his 2nd pick of the game. He might have stepped out of bounds. But this is another great play by the rookie safety. He steps in front of Ferguson, picks it off. Now we got to see if he stayed in bounds. A flag is down. This is probably going to be on the celebration after the play. Alright, so it's not a pick 6. He did step out. Alright, so let's see. After the play, we got unsportsmanlike conduct against the Falcons bench where an official ran into a coach. So it's a 15-yard penalty, but it's still Falcon football. And that is another huge play. Now, it's not a pick 6, which is the good news for the Rams, but the bad news, Stafford just threw his 3rd pick of the game. And now after the penalty, they're only starting their own 42, which is still good field position, but this is still doable for the Rams defense to hold them off the board in this drive. They'll start off with a run play for Bijan Robinson, and Robinson gains 6. Xavier Watts, his 5th interception of the season, 2nd today. And his 5 picks on the year, most by a rookie. They just said Rams are plus 12 in turnover margin on the season, 3rd best in the league, but today they're minus 3. Turnover for their defense could be big here. There's a handoff for Robinson to the right side. Somebody lost their helmet. And Robinson taken down after a gain of 2 on the play, getting it to midfield. So 3rd and 2, big play right here. Could potentially be 4 down territory. Oh man, that's a missed penalty right there. The guy forward lost his helmet, but he lost it because it got pushed off by one of the linemen. So that should have been a penalty. For hands to the face. But it's 3rd and 2. Cousins in shotgun back to his left. Cousins looks to throw, has time. Now he gets pressure, throws over the middle. Almost intercepted. Almost got picked off by Cameron Curl. And it brings up 4th and 2. Wow, that was so close to getting picked off. Wow. Cousins had time initially, then he got pressured. But then I'm not really sure where he tries to get this ball into. If it's Darnell Mooney, that's covered. Or if it's the guy in front of him, he's also covered. But not a great decision right there for Cousins to throw that. The Rams defense gets to 3 and out. And Pinion punts it away, and a fair catch looking for the 11-yard line. So the turnover hurts them a little bit, because now instead of having the ball at the Falcons 20-yard line, they get the ball at their own 10. But the defense comes up big, they don't allow any points, and it's still a one-score game. But wait for them to come back from commercial. The Rams are still in this game. Hold on 1 second. Alright, so they're back from commercial here. 24-17. Falcons still up halfway through the fourth quarter. 7:28 to go. But not looking the greatest for the Falcons. Points on either of the last few drives would have been great. Would give them some more breathing room right here, but so down by only up by 7, which I mean they're up, but might not be great. Rams are still very much in this game. Stafford hands off. Williams up the middle, got a lot of space. Kyron Williams, oh man, he almost broke free right there. As it is, he gained 14. But a nice run. Could have potentially taken that distance had he got through one more line of the defense. They also just said it's the first second-half interception of the year for Matthew Stafford. Which, that's pretty impressive. I mean, throwing picks is one thing, but when you don't throw them, or when you throw them in the second half with the game on the line, that's not good. So first down from the 25. Nakua goes in motion. And play action. Stafford looks to throw. He throws the flat for Kyron Williams, who's got a ton of space after the catch. He is going to get taken down by Xavier Watts. Notre Dame player takes down a Notre Dame player, or a former Notre Dame player, at the 37-yard line. I don't know if they played together. They might have. I think they probably did. Xavier Watts was probably a freshman in Kyron Williams last year. But But a 1st and 10 here from the 47. Stafford in shotgun, Williams to his right. Stafford looks to throw. Stafford underneath, there's Williams again. And he makes the catch for a gain of about 5, maybe 6. So it's 2nd down and 4 here for the Rams. Down by 7. 5:40 to go in the 4th quarter. So Stafford under center. Bring a tight end in motion. And they hand it off. Williams up the middle. And he's going to have a 1st down again at 5 on the play. With a little over 5 minutes to go. Haven't seen Blake Corum since he got hurt earlier. He is questionable with an ankle injury. And now, Ronnie Rivers, the 3rd string back in the game right now. Blake Corum's played 14 snaps. He got hurt before. Haven't seen him since. Play action here. Stafford looks to throw. Goes deep down the field. Flag is down. Stafford is going to find Nacua in the end zone for a touchdown. Puka Nacua with a huge touchdown catch if it stands. And it looks like this one might come back. It will. A hold against the Rams. Takes off a huge play. They called against left tackle DJ Humphries, the 2nd string. That's a big penalty. Let's see what happens here. I don't really see how that's a hold. I mean, he throws him to the ground, but he doesn't, like, hold him. I don't really see how that's a hold. But it wipes off a great play for the Rams. It's now 1st and 20. And they go back to the ground with Kyron Williams for a gain of about a yard, maybe 2. So it's 2nd and 18 here. Stafford going to look to throw. He's got time. Throws over the middle. Open receiver is Parkinson. Bounces off a defender. Breaks another tackle. And he gains 16. Makes it 3rd and much more manageable. 3rd and 2 as opposed to 3rd and 18. Parkinson put a pretty nice game. He did have that drop earlier in the game, but overall he's been pretty good. So it's 3rd down and 2. Big play right here. Probably 4 down territory for the Rams. 3:40 to go in the 4th quarter. On the Falcon 33, Stafford in shotgun with the back to his right. Ferguson goes in motion, and they're going to hand it off. Williams up the middle. Ton of space. Breaks the tackle. Kyron Williams inside the 20. Almost broke another tackle. Jesse Bates saved a touchdown, stopping him at the 10. But another flag is down. There's no, maybe there is no flag to go. Or flag down. If the clock is still running. So apparently there was no flag. Great running there for Kyron Williams. He had a 1st down. Great blocking up front. But he had to make another guy miss and get an extra 20 yards on the play. Kyron's now run for 92. His 37 receiving. Here's a screen for Nacua. Gets to the outside. And he's in. Touchdown Rams. The Rams have come all the way back. And they're an extra point away from tying it up at 24. Wow, what a comeback. From down by 21 twice, the Rams about to tie it up at 24. What a drive. They've got 8 plays, 89 yards. They take 4:42 off the clock. And the Rams are about to tie it with 2:46 to go in the fourth quarter. So they're going to kick the extra point here too early to go for 2. And the extra point for Mevis right down the middle. 24-24. We are tied. The Rams have scored 21 straight. But this was just a great play. It's a simple screen. Great blocking the outside really allows this play to happen. And Puka Nakua's got a pretty easy job. The last time the Falcons lost after leading by 21 was obviously the Super Bowl against the Patriots, where they were up 28-3. But if there was a team that was going to blow this lead, it's definitely the Falcons, and they've done it. So the kick is away, goes into the end zone, and it's muffed in the end zone, but it stays in the end zone so he can just take a knee, and it'll come out to the 35. But they show the playoff picture again. The Rams can get the 5 seed. A win today, or if they win out, winning today and next week against the Cardinals, which you'd expect them to win next week, and a 49ers loss next week, then they would have the 5 seed. But if the 49ers win next week, then the Rams have the 6 seed. And any team in the NFC definitely wants that 5 seed playing the NFC South, as opposed to either the Eagles or Bears in the first round. Cousins going to look to throw. Cousins, oh man, he almost just threw that right to a defender. Threw it way too high for Bijan, and it's 2nd and 10. He was under pressure, but that was not a good play for Kirk Cousins. Dangerous pass. Kobe Turner got pressure on Cousins. So it's 2nd and 10 from the 35. Cousins in shotgun back to his right. Cousins looks to throw. Steps up. Cousins finds Kyle Pitts, who takes a huge hit. But Pitts holds on to the ball. Gains 12 and a first down. The Falcons are toast, yeah. Not looking good for him. Yeah, looks like Pitts holds on to that ball. But we reached the 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter. Both teams still with all 3 timeouts, and we're tied at 24. But 24-24, 2 minutes left. I mean, still anyone's game. Obviously, tie game, late in the fourth quarter. The Falcons could still win this game. But I mean, it's still possible the Falcons win it. I mean, they've got the ball. They could win it, but the way Looking right now, seems like the like they're not in a great spot. But we wait for them to come back here. We got 2 minutes left. So 2 minutes, 3 timeouts for both teams. Tied at 24. Here's a handoff. Robinson to the left side, and Bijan a pretty good run, gaining 5. 24-24. Quack is running here. Neither team opting to call a timeout. The Falcons might be playing for the field goal. Zane Gonzalez, career long of 57. They'd have to get to the 39 for that. Need another 10 yards. Cousins hands off. Robinson left side again. And Bijan's close to a first down to pick up 4. Needed 5. Excuse me, 5. So it brings up 3rd and 1. Clock is still running. Neither team opting to call a timeout. In fact, the Rams actually haven't called a timeout in the game. They went to halftime with all 3, and they still have all 3 in the second half. But it's a 3rd and short. 50 seconds left. If the Rams get a stop, I'd fully expect them to call a timeout. Cousins tosses it. Robinson to the left side. Bijan's got a first down, and he's out of bounds inside field goal range at the 35-yard line. Stops the clock with 38 seconds left. And the Falcons move the sticks. And they get in range for potential game-winning field goal. Now, there is no guarantee this gets made. It's a long field goal try. The Rams blocked one before. That wasn't even that long. And now here's Tyrell Algier, who stopped at the line of scrimmage. 31 seconds left. The clock now stops. Somebody calls timeout. It's the Rams who call timeout. They handed it off to Algier there, who's never fumbled in his career. On 728 touches, 0 fumbles. "35 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. So they put 4 seconds back on the clock. So it's 2nd and 9. Another handoff, Algier. No gain again. So you're looking at about a 52-yard field goal from here at the 35. Looking about 52 yards. And here's another timeout for the Rams. 30 seconds left. But I mean, a field goal here, 52 yards, is no guarantee. They blocked one before from about 37, I believe that was. And I mean, Gonzalez is pretty good, but he's not the best kicker in the NFL. I'm pulling up his numbers right now from 50 plus on the season. But it's a 3rd and 9 right here. Cousins under center. Algier is the back. Cousins hands off Algier. Maybe a yard. And there's the 3rd and final timeout for the Rams. 24 seconds left. It's a 4th down. And on comes Zane Gonzalez. And the field goal unit for the Falcons. Gonzalez on the year, he's 4 of 6 from at least 50. In his career from at least 50, he's 15 for 25. So that's nothing amazing. He nailed a long one already. He has this. Yeah, he has made one already. That was from 56. This one a little bit closer than that, so you would think he's got it. Definitely got it in his range, but still not an easy field goal. Plus, he could also be thinking about the one he had blocked earlier. That could be something he's thinking about as well. Gonzalez 9 for 14 in his career on lead-changing field goals in the final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter or overtime. 4th down and 8. There's 25 seconds on the clock. This one's going to be from 51 yards. So Gonzalez from 51. It's on the left hash. And the kick is up. On the way. And it is good. Gonzalez from 51 gives the Falcons the lead with 21 seconds left. What a kick for Zane Gonzalez. Right down the middle. And the Falcons up by 3. They blew a 21-point lead, but have the lead back with 21 seconds left. How about that? Man, he drilled that. Right down the middle. We couldn't have that any better. Now, I mean, the Rams still have a chance. Not a great chance, because they're out of timeouts. But they got about 20 seconds. All they got to do is get into field goal range for Harrison Mevis, who's got a pretty big leg. Made from 61 in college at Missouri a couple years ago. Got a chance to hit a long one here to tie the game. Matthew Stafford, most game-winning drives in the 4th quarter or overtime by an active quarterback. That's 50. So, I mean, one of the most experienced quarterbacks. Wouldn't really want anyone else at quarterbacks, especially this season. So, I mean, the Rams still got a chance. The last one he made looked really good. Yeah, that was a great kick. Right down the middle and plenty of distance. The kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. So the Rams going to get it to 35 without needing to take any time off the clock. That's probably not a very smart move by the Falcons. I would definitely think I'd like to take my chances on the Falcons right there and think you're not going to get to the 35 and make them take time off the clock returning it. That decision doesn't make much sense. You kick it into the end zone. But it's 1st and 10 here from the 35. There's 21 seconds for the Rams. No timeouts. Falcons still have all 3. Stafford looks to throw. Steps up. Stafford. Downfield. Wide open receiver, but he missed him. Xavier Smith was wide open, but Stafford missed him. Oh, man. He was wide open and probably close to field goal range. Maybe even inside field goal range. Man, he was wide open. Oh, he's well in field goal range. He catches this ball at the 28. He might score. Oh, man. So it's 2nd and 10 after the incompletion, and we got play blown dead here. So the Falcons call a timeout. They're going to put a few seconds back on the clock, so 16 seconds remain. Man, that is a huge miss from Stafford. It's really crazy. I mean, yesterday we saw Josh Allen miss a pretty, or not easy, but a throw he usually makes to win the game on the 2-point conversion. And here we see Stafford, who might be the MVP, miss a huge opportunity for big play and potentially win the game. 2nd and 10, Stafford to throw. Stafford lets it go deep downfield, and this one is, oh man, he almost caught it. He got a hand on it, but it's incomplete. That one's a better throw from Stafford. Hit it right in the hands. Tutu Otwell the target, but this time pretty tight coverage. The only problem is if that one's caught, the game's over because that's inbounds. So I mean, that really might not be the worst case scenario for the Rams. And with the way they're playing right now, they might hit that big shot downfield. So it's 3rd and 10. There's 10 seconds left. So you got 2 plays. Stafford going to look to throw, and we've got play blown dead again. Looks like another timeout for the Falcons. So they go back to this. They're talking about pass interference, which I mean, I could understand. I wouldn't love it at this point right here. I don't really love that call right there because there's not a ton. But I mean, he does pull his left arm and it makes it a lot harder to catch the ball, but I kind of like the no call. It's really just hand fighting. I mean, he ends up grabbing the arm, but I don't think there's enough there. Stafford throws outside. Is that caught? It's caught by Nacua. What a catch along the sideline. Wow. Did he catch that? Wow. That is an insane catch. One hand, got both feet down. That is catch of the year. Holy cow. What a catch. And that puts them right at that field goal target line as well. I mean, A.J. Terrell goes to knock the ball away, but he actually helps Nacua catch it. That is an insane catch. Whoa, wait a minute. He flipped it, he didn't catch it right away, he flipped it back to himself. The ball comes out. Oh, I think that's going to be incomplete. I didn't see that at first. So he catches it right there. He doesn't quite have it, so he flips it back to himself. The ball comes free. It never hits the ground, but he never repossesses it inbounds. Oh, man. Puka just said that's a catch. I mean, if he catches this cleanly with the one hand, it's good. Oh, it stands. Wait a minute, it stands. Oh, wait, they called it incomplete. I thought they called it a catch. So it's incomplete. I thought they called it a catch. My fault. So it's now 4th and 10. You got to take a shot at the end zone right here. I mean, you're at your own 35. Stafford can get it there. He just threw the ball at the 10-yard line. He can get it there if he's got time. You got a better chance of that than one of these crazy lateral plays. So let's see. Last play of the game, and plays blown dead again. Timeout Falcons. If the Rams lose today, they could rest starters next week. Because then they're locked into the 6th seed. Because it'll be the 5 or the 6. They get the 5 if they win out, and the Seahawks win next week. But man, the way things are going right here, the Rams are so close. 5 seconds left. It's 4th down too, so this is going to be the last play of the game. So 4th and 10, 5 seconds left from the 35. Oh, they try to get it outside and get in range for a Hail Mary. It gets broken up, and the game is over. The clock is at zeros. I do not love that play there for the Rams. They try to go up the sideline. Don't really love that right there. Because as it is, you're only getting about, 20 yards, which is not going to get you in field goal range. I do not like that call. It sounds crazy, but I think you got a better chance of just throwing the Hail Mary. Unless Stafford couldn't get it there. But, I mean, if they... It was going to be close. But Terrell, he ends up blocking Nakua from it. It almost got picked off, actually. Are they looking to see if there's still a second left? I mean, it doesn't matter because it was 4th down. So there was technically a second left, but they're just saying the game's over, which, I mean, there's no reason for there to even be a second left. Another good call. Wish you and your channel much success in the upcoming year. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I hope I have a lot of success as well. Happy New Year to you as well. But the Falcons upset the Rams and win 27-24. The Rams are now locked into the number 6 seed in the NFC. And they're going to be on the road in the first round in either Philly or Chicago, which is a lot different than playing at Tampa or Carolina. So that's very interesting. So now the Rams could rest starters next week because they've got nothing to play for. So right now, we know the 49ers or the Seahawks will be the 1 seed. The loser of that game will be the 5 seed. The Bears or Eagles will be the 2. If both teams win, it's the Bears. If both teams lose, it's the Bears. But if the Eagles win, the Bears lose, it's the Eagles at the 2, Bears at the 3. Then the 4 seed is going to be either the Buccaneers or Panthers, whoever wins that game next week. Not exactly, because the Falcons won today. If they win again next week, I believe the Panthers win the division no matter what, because of other tiebreakers. But the 4 seed will be either Panthers or Buccaneers. We just talked about the 5 seed, then 6 seed and 7 seed are the Rams and Packers. And the AFC is still a mess. I mean, we know all the teams going to be in there. We know the 6 teams, and the 7th will be either the Ravens or Steelers, whoever wins that game next week. But it's still chaos when it comes to seeding. But a lot of stuff to keep an eye on next week. I will be streaming on Saturday night for 49ers and Seahawks, as well as Sunday night for Ravens and Steelers. I'll also be streaming this Wednesday night, so New Year's Eve, for the Cotton Bowl, and I'll be streaming New Year's Day for all 3 games in the College Ball Playoff. Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl. So we got a lot of streams on the way, a lot of content on the way. I gotta go do my college football quarterfinal predictions right now. Actually, I think I might record that right now. I'm all set up. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the stream, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Ended up being a pretty good game. The Rams come back down 21 just to lose anyway. The Falcons blew the lead, but ended up winning. That'd have been like if they won the Super Bowl in overtime. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Had a lot of fun. But be sure to like the stream, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night. Happy New Year to all you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.